Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss. You know, it's no secret that Northeast Ohio's food scene has been booming for years. As a matter of fact, Travel and Leisure magazine has rated the area 7th for great cities, great food. I mean, that's ahead of cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, even New York City. So, for the next hour or so, we're going to talk to people, we're going to visit places, and it's going to be all about food. From butchers, to bakers, to sandwich makers. That's right, get your hungry on because this is New Day Cleveland's Foodie Finds. And we're going to kick things off by heading to a place you're going to like. It's half grocer, half butcher. What they sell, they make. It's called Ohio City Provisions.
Ohio City Provisions is a kind of a boutique grocer and a custom butcher. We source all of our products on our shelves from local farmers, and we actually bring in whole animals where our chef and butcher actually breaks them down and makes the cuts for our retail case, as well as the sausages, the terrines, and the cured meats that we offer. Ohio City Provisions came from a partnership that Adam and I have had as friends, and him as a chef and me as a purveyor. With my other food business, Fresh Fork Market, I'd had a strong following of local products, but not necessarily year-round. And we've seen over the last several years the strongest base of our customers are looking for pasture-raised meats, and it's hard to find. So we started with the concept of a butcher shop and added in the grocery as a kind of a one-stop shop. And we know that Ohio City is a food destination, and so it's the perfect fit for our business. Focusing entirely on just local products. Only grass-fed beef, pasture-raised heritage pork, free-range chicken. The only products that we're selling are clean, sustainable, local farm products.
People are starting to educate themselves on the value of buying and selecting and eating good meat in proper portions. Sausages and everything here you actually see in the case, we make in-house. Everything's minimally processed. With that being said, we don't add any nitrites, any preservatives. That's our curing room, yeah. So that's for our dry cured charcuterie. It's something I started a couple years back and fell in love with. Again, minimal. So a lot of it's just salt, just pepper, and let the true taste of the pork come through.
When you come to Ohio City Provisions, there's not prepared meals to take home. It's cooking from scratch. And one of the key attributes that we have is a talented staff behind our retail showcase and around the store that can help somebody with their meal preparations.
Myself, Todd, Trevor, and Chef Parker Bosley have about 100 years of cooking experience between us, and Trevor always likes to joke Parker has like 65 of those, but we can talk anyone through anything.
When we were building this space, we knew we wanted it to be bright, fresh, and kind of old-timey at the same time. So we chose, natural hardwood surfaces, kind of antique fixtures. There's not a single TV in here. It's kind of like coming to the old-time butcher shop where you're going to talk to the meat cutter and you can watch him cut meat through the window there and see everything that you want to see.
The most rewarding so far has been the people who have bought cuts of meat they're not used to, coming back, following our directions. I literally take a piece of steak paper with a marker and write directions down for people. They go home, cook it, they'll come back in the next day, not even to buy anything, just to tell us how awesome it came out. So that's pretty cool.
Ohio City Provisions is located on Lorraine Avenue in Ohio City, opens 10 a.m. 7 days a week. Okay, we've got our dinner, right? Now we need something to wash it down, so I've got a place that's part artisan beverage store and part neighborhood tasting room. And oh yeah, they specialize in poutine. It's called Banter.
Banter is essentially a beer and wine store with a small kitchen and bar. We carry roughly 300 different wines, up to 400 different beers. Everything is priced at a retail price, and then we allow drink in for like a small corkage fee. And then we have our small little kitchen. We do Canadian style poutine. It is essentially the Canadian national dish. It's ultimate comfort food. It is, at its core, it is French fries, gravy, and fresh cheese curds. We have the basic poutine, which we call our Banter poutine. And then we do a bunch of different variations. We do like a chicken paprikash poutine. We do a Vladimir poutine, which is where we take lamb, we make a borscht gravy out of it, mix it into our gravy and put it on top of the fries and curds. We do a foie gras poutine. We do all, like, I think there's 10 different variations. We do get a lot of questions like, what is poutine? So we kind of might lean them towards trying just the basic poutine, but then we also try to gear them towards something familiar like the chicken paprikash. Everyone in Cleveland has probably had paprikash at some point in their life, so we might try to steer them towards that. Well, I think first and foremost, I think we wanted to be one of the best beer and wine stores in Cleveland. Like I said, we have a whole variety of beer and wine. A lot of our wines are small boutique wines that you're not going to find at like big grocery stores or anything like that. And then our beer, we wanted to focus mostly on craft beer. Just that industry has been such on the rise that we wanted to really focus on that so that people can come and find the hard to find stuff and try something that they haven't had before. We're talking roughly 400 different types of beer. All of them craft, aside from, I think we do have some PBR in the house. But everything, again, is craft from all over the world. We do have a pretty good focus on North American craft beers. We do carry quite a few imports, hard to find stuff. And the way that we work is we have plenty of stuff by the 6-pack, 4-pack, 12-pack. We also have the ability of create your own 6-packs. We have a bunch of singled out bottles, and everything is priced individually if it's singled out. So you can mix your own 6-pack, or if you like, you can open one here on premise, and then we just charge a small corkage fee to open one of the bottles here. So this is what we call the wine room. As you can see, we have quite a variety. We have up to 350 different wines at the moment. Everything along this shelf is all curated, mostly from the West Coast of America. We have a lot of stuff from Washington State, Oregon, as well as California. And then over on these shelves is a lot of our imported wines, again from small boutique vineyards throughout France, Italy, even some South America wines from Chile and Argentina. Usually everybody has a style that they go for. A lot of people like sweet wines, a lot of people like drier wines. It really depends on what you do. And so, one, we have a great staff that actually knows what wines they're talking about, so we're able to answer questions. And we actually can offer samples if you want to try something before you buy it. It's kind of the unique thing about us. In our bar area, we have seating for roughly 30 people, and then we have additional seating, which is what we call our wine room, for about another 20. So overall, we could sit about 50 people. We didn't want to do a traditional bar. We kind of wanted a place where people can experience new things and kind of talk about it. The word banter is just like kind of soft conversation between friends, and so we kind of want to keep that atmosphere as well. It's more geared towards light conversation and hanging out with friends.
Banter is located on Detroit Avenue in the Gordon Square Arts District, and yes, they are open 7 days a week. Okay, coming up after the break, we're going to go to Battery Park. That's where there's some great dining hotspots. We're going to visit Vita Urbana. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. This is Scott Popovic here, right?
Right here.
And I know you from being around town a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Except now, we're talking about cool stuff, foodie stuff, and we're at a place called Vita Urbana, right?
Exactly.
What's Vita Urbana mean?
Urban life, which is great because we're right in the heart of Battery Park. I don't know if you guys have been here, but it is spectacular. The development and the buildings and the condos going up here, it's really cool.
Yeah, you could see there's like a big youth movement here. We got all these great little condos, apartments, and that sort of thing. It's just a great spot. And this is a place where people can come and pick up those little great entertainment items that young people need.
Well, you never know what you're going to need. You could be baking cookies upstairs, and you need a little.
I forgot about that. There are apartments upstairs
little
here,
apartments. You might need a little flour or something.
I like that very much. So we got some stuff here. I see you got the Montana Grill mustard. So you got a lot of local stuff too, though.
Yeah, it's really awesome because we work with the Cleveland Launch Kitchen, which is basically an incubator company, and they're awesome because they help the little producers go to market. which is great.
I see that Pope guy snuck his stuff in here too, right?
Just a few products, just a few products.
He's all over the place. So, you know, if you want a quick meal too, I mean, there are restaurants in the whole neighborhood.
Exactly.
But the great thing about this place, and we're going to show you a lot of it as the show goes on too. I mean, the front of it's got a bar in it. You cook here.
I cook every day. I'm behind the line.
You got a lot going on here. I see some great beers too.
Yes, yes. So we have a wall of beer and wine over here that you can create your own 4-pack of beer, and then lots of white wines. My partner is actually a wine expert, so we deal a lot with wines, which is spectacular.
And I know you aren't messing around either, because I see a bottle of Clico over here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's just one of the bottles. We have a couple over here in our high-end cabinets.
Yeah, but you know, your wall over here is pretty doggone snappy too, man. I like some of the stuff on here. How do you decide what you're going to sell? Because you got a really good range of stuff. Like a lot of 1999 stuff, that's fine wine to me.
Exactly. Well, you know, like I said, my partner is a wine expert. He tastes every single bottle that comes in the.
She's sleeping right now?
Well, he had a lot last night. He actually tastes every single bottle, and we stand behind the wines that we serve. They're spectacular. Great value.
Hey, you know, I remember coming through this neighborhood before, and I think this used to be like, this was a driveway or an alley or something, wasn't it?
It was a dirt alleyway between 2 buildings.
Yeah.
So it's really cool because the concrete came out nice, and
yeah,
it's really neat.
That's one of the great things about coming down this neighborhood. I mean, if you're coming down here to have a bottle of wine or have a drink or have some food, he's a great chef. I tell you, it is a cool spot because it's sort of like rediscovering this area that has changed so much in the past few years.
Exactly, and you know, we're so close to Edgewater. The summer's Edgewater Live is spectacular. It's awesome to be able to go down, watch a concert, come back, have a drink.
If they have fireworks, I'm going to come over here for a drink.
Perfect.
Use the restroom. Hey, well, you know what? We're going to see a whole lot more of this guy a little bit later on in the show. He's going to do a little cooking for us. But a lot of times I wanted to work a little dessert into the game. You like sweets?
Oh, of course. My wife is a former pastry chef, so she does all the desserts here.
Well, I know a lady that makes cupcakes, so we're heading there right now.
I started baking because my mom and her mom and my great-grandparents, we've kind of always been passed down. Just a fun thing to do as a family. We always love getting together for the holidays and baking, just like a lot of families do. I studied in London to take it to another level, to be able to do the wedding cakes, the sugar flowers and stuff. And while I was there, it kind of really hit me, like, we have nothing like this in Cleveland. This like a girly boutique kind of place. And so I just decided, yeah, I think it's time to come home and open up shop here.
Let's just do one of each.
One of each? Okay. It's the safest bet. I wanted to make a place that I would want to go all the time, and so that's kind of what I created, and luckily a lot of other women in the area also feel the same way, and a lot of guys too even come in just because our stuff is that good. They'll brave like the feminine atmosphere just for the cookie sandwiches. So I think it's really that we have the whole package. We have a beautiful product, we have a delicious product, and we have a beautiful package that it goes in to give it to friends and family. They get a beautiful pink box, they get a sparkly gold sticker. They just make really good gifts, and I think that kind of propelled the movement. So some of my favorite macaron flavors we have. Today we've got our s'mores one, which is a graham cracker macaron filled with toasted marshmallow and then dipped in chocolate. This next one over is a Neapolitan, which is half chocolate, half strawberry. We've got vanilla buttercream, strawberry preserves, and chocolate fudge on the inside. And then our all-time best seller is this one over here, which is our birthday cake macaron. It's a pink shell, sprinkles on the outside, and it's filled with vanilla birthday cake and vanilla buttercream. Our macarons can come in a couple different ways. We've got these little sleeves that we use. So we have this sleeve will fit 5 macarons. This one will fit 10 in them. You can pick from any of our flavors at all. We usually start the day with about 8 to 10 different flavors. So they make a really cute gift too.
Triple chocolate and vanilla strawberry, please.
Some of our most popular cupcakes are, this one is the hot fudge sundae. It is a chocolate cupcake filled with fudge and then topped with a scoop of vanilla buttercream, hot fudge sprinkles, and a cherry. Another one of our really popular ones, especially with the kids, is our funfetti cupcake. It is a sprinkle funfetti cake with vanilla buttercream and then rolled in sprinkles. Our best seller is the white almond wedding cake. It is a white almond cake with a vanilla buttercream topped with our signature rose design with some pearls on there. They make perfect gifts for weddings, or we do a lot of them for baby showers as well. What really brings the men in are the cookie sandwiches, which are 2 of our homemade cookies and then sandwiched together with buttercream. We've got our most popular one is the oatmeal cream pie, which is my great grandmother's recipe that has been passed on. And then our other really popular ones, we have a Reese's Pieces cookie sandwiches, birthday cake batter, all sorts of fun things like that. Cleveland has been so supportive of us, and we love it because we love to give, you know, all these goodies back to them.
Kelsey Elizabeth Cakes has 2 locations, one in Avon Lake on Route 83 and the other in Rocky River on Detroit. Okay, are you ready? Coming up after the break, a taste of Brazil. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. How about a little piece of Brazil right here in Northeast Ohio? Let's check out the Ipanema market.
Ipanema is a beautiful beach in Brazil. When we opened the restaurant, with more and more Brazilian was looking and asking me, Carla, can you sell to me like a bag of yuca flour, hot pepper? So why not, like having a little Brazilian store in Cleveland? So it's not only for Brazilian, of course, because we get a lot of like local people, like American, very interested in the Brazilian. We have some already prepped food from Batuque. We, have that. We have some of the dishes we sell down there. You can take that home, especially like if you're a busy person, like, invite people over. It's kind of like you don't have time to cook. So we have, a lot of options down here. This specific family, they produce this product. It's really amazing because they, usually they plant all the fruits and they grow there and they just make all that fresh and, very tasty too. We have about 5 types of coffee down here, 3 different states in Brazil, very strong, and flavorful. Like everything on the shelf, we give recipes, we pick all they're gonna need it to take home and make. Even give like phone call if you have any questions, just call us. Another product we have, people really miss it here with the Guaraná, is made with acai fruit. And they love that too. And even like the kids, this impressed me. It's like the kids see there, they recognize, oh my gosh. He's being very excited to expose different culture on our own culture, Brazilian food is very flavorful. It's very excited to cook Brazilian food.
Ipanema is located on Larchmere right next to Big Al's Diner. They're open at noon, Wednesday to Sunday. Okay, let's go around the world. And it's only going to take about 30 minutes because we're going to Lakewood. It's an informal Japanese gastropub. And they've got some great craft cocktails and beautiful global comfort food. It's called Yuzu.
If you've never been to Yuzu before, I would kind of describe it as a reinvention of a neighborhood pub. It's modeled after an izakaya. And an izakaya is kind of the equivalent of like a neighborhood bar in Japan, or almost like an Irish pub, where it's a little bit of an elevated hospitality, keeping prices affordable, using things locally and seasonally when you can. It's just like a gathering space for different walks of life. So we just kind of wanted to pump some new life into like your neighborhood bar. Good food shouldn't be necessarily expensive. You can make good dishes for not too much money. I like to say we are an international restaurant because we do have liberty to pull from wherever we want in the world. So we're not just like pigeonholed into just one particular type of cuisine. Some of the things we're known for, some of our appetizers, like our fries are very famous, our yuzu fries. We top them with kusabi, which is a mix of like a cucumber aioli with a touch of wasabi in. So it's more tangy than spicy. Then we add a little bit of panko and dried chives, and it almost kind of feels like cheese, but it's not. Now, something we also do, which can be either an appetizer or a meal based on how you're feeling, is yakitori, which is basically like skewered meats over the grill. We have a few of them on the plate here, such as the butabara. It's a glazed pork belly. We do sirloin tips, tandoori chicken. Then we also have some of our bowls, which are more of the entree style. Some of the more popular ones are the Korean beef, which is a little on the spicier side. We have also vegetarian options too, such as our harmonic bowl, which is avocado, mango, red pepper, black bean, onion, over a bed of rice. You can do rice, fried rice, or cauliflower rice if you're going for something a little extra healthier. And then also too, we do our ramen. We do a vegetarian or we do a carnivore one. The 6-minute boiled egg. The pasta is from Ohio City. When it comes to our drink menu, let's give people those cocktails, let's keep them affordable, let's inject a little more fun into them because, you know, it should be fun. The first drink here is a Ménage à Trois. It's only 3 ingredients, but they work very well together. It's vanilla vodka, it's pear cider, and it's plum wine. Next is a Florida Georgia lime margarita. So it's kind of our take on margarita with a Pop Rocks rim, brown sugar, simple syrup, and orange are some of the highlight flavors in that. Another one of our popular drinks is a shot combination called the Feliz Cajita. It's a shot of tequila, Bloody Mary mix, and pickle juice that if you drink back to back to back, finishes like a McDonald's cheeseburger, which seems like it wouldn't make sense, but it does. Feliz Cajita kind of is a loose translation of Happy Meal, and you get a little toy and a little King's beer with it too. Another one of our popular fun drinks is the thrift store. So it's basically a random beer and a random shot. You never know what you're going to get in that. We aspire to keep things fun, casual, but still professional. So a place where you can come and spend $20 on food and a drink or two and feel good, like you went out but you're not broke.
Yuzu is located on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, and it's very easy to remember their hours. It's Monday through Saturday, noon to 2 a.m. And guess what? There's more New Day Cleveland after the break. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland, and remember I promised we come back to Vita Urbana and talk to Scott, and Scott is here. He's been in the kitchen, and I heard a bunch of stuff rattling around back there, and you're doing some great stuff, and I'm going to do this backwards because this is right in front of you, and this looks so beautiful. Is this the Denver steak?
This is the Denver steak. It's the infamous Denver steak. So this is a steak that is going to be, it's relatively new in the industry. My last position, I was the corporate chef for Certified Angus Beef. So I happened to work with some PhD meat scientists that showed me this little trick about this steak.
A meat scientist?
Meat science, PhD meat scientist. Figure that out.
Boy, is it good.
It is really good. It comes from the chuck and it's really robust and strong. Yeah. It's a great steak.
Boy, it is really flavorful.
It is.
So you recommend cooking this medium rare?
Medium rare, definitely. Because it is coming from the chuck. So if you get it a little more well done, it's going to become a little more tough.
I don't regret grabbing that for 1 second.
I didn't think you would.
That was unbelievable. I'm a movie guy, so I see this popcorn here, but it looks like no popcorn I've ever seen in my life. What's going on?
Well, movies is a great lead-in because you either get a movie card or a baseball card with your popcorn here. Woo-hoo! So in this case, you get a baseball card, but it's beef popcorn. So we cook the popcorn in beef fat. Toss it with beef fat butter, dehydrated beef, smoked sea salt, and scallions. Check that out. Isn't that good?
Yeah. It is fantastic. Well, that is great. So that's an appetizer?
That is an appetizer. You can't go wrong.
What a great idea. And what makes the salad special?
The salad, we actually have fried blue cheese on this mixed green salad.
I see that little rascal.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So you get, it's kind of like your mozzarella stick, but with blue cheese.
Look at
it's
that.
really neat because you get the crustiness and then you get the softness of the cheese.
Look at that, folks. Was that nice?
Little Green City Growers mixed greens and some pecans.
Wow. It's cool on the inside too.
Yeah, not smoking hot.
What happened to the pretzels?
Well, the pretzels, I ate a couple. That's what happened.
That's what happened. What's going on in here? It looks like some kind of mousse.
Yeah, so we have chocolate mousse here. My wife is a pastry chef, and this is one of her specialties, is the chocolate mousse. So we serve it with some salty pretzels. Think of your chocolate-covered pretzels. Can't go wrong, right?
I think it's fantastic. Fantastic. So what are your hours here? So when people come down to Vita Urbana?
So we open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. and we're closed on Mondays.
And you're in Battery Park.
Battery Park.
And so what street is that like off of Detroit? So people.
It's 76.
76.
76 all the way to the end.
It's great. It's
And
great.
we are super excited to be in the neighborhood.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm super excited to taste your food. That was fantastic. This is unbelievable. Creamy, delicious, and what a wonderful surprise. Now we're going to go to a place. You know, some people can't eat like flour kind of stuff and all that.
Yeah.
It has to be gluten-free.
Yep.
And sometimes when you're a chef or a cook, you go, oh, too bad. But we've got a place, if you need gluten-free food or you just want to try it, you're going to love it. It's called Boosh.
My mom and I decided to open up this bakery because we are also gluten-free. We found that there was a need in the Cleveland area, the west side I should say, that nobody was really fulfilling. Gluten-free, it doesn't contain anything with wheat, barley, rye, because that's the protein in that. The gluten is what people, celiac or people with gluten intolerance, can't have. We eliminate that, but that's also the glue in baked goods. So you have to substitute something to hold it all together and still make it taste, you know, good. And that's the hardest part of my job. When I'm working on a recipe, or my mom is, it could take a couple tries, or it could take, you know, 6 months. It really all depends on like the humidity possibly in the place, or the temperature, or it really all has to do with the product. It's nice working with my mom because we can be totally honest with each other. Sometimes there's no holding back. You know, some people will, you know, tell you something's great and it's really not. Our rolls are very popular. You can't even tell that they are gluten-free. And then our bread is awesome. You can actually make sandwiches out of it. It won't fall apart. Popular cupcake flavors are like passion fruit. I make a curd, homemade, and we fill it in there. Our brownies are excellent, super rich and fudgy. And I recommend that you throw them in the oven just a little bit because there's chocolate chips in them. It turns into like a lava cake. Bouche means mouth in French. It's kind of cute. I don't know. People like trying to figure out how to pronounce it until they come in, so it's kind of cute. If people have special orders that they want, or they can't, you know, they want us to make something from their childhood that they haven't had in years, like, we're really open to it. Honestly, I really encourage it. If you want me to make something, you know, off the wall, I will totally do it.
Boosh Bakery is located on Detroit in Lakewood near West 117th. Okay, let's head back to Gordon Square. That's the foodie spot, right? A lot of great places. In fact, this next place has a motto. The motto is dine, sip, shop, chill. How cool is that? It's called the Astoria Cafe Market.
We got mushroom pizza and spinach salad with ranch.
Astoria is a Greek word meaning star. We wanted to have a name that was easy to roll off the tongue. We have a wine selection that features all Mediterranean wine. We also have a deli case that's just loaded with cheeses from all around the world. Charcuterie, we have about 50 different olives from the Mediterranean region. We also have our grocery items that people can get, that hard to find items that they may not see anywhere else. We have a full menu that's open from 11 o'clock Tuesday through Saturday, and then we have a brunch. You literally can order octopus, sandwiches, pizzas, rack of lamb.
Pizza in 5 minutes.
Chef Corey has been amazing. I consider him the grandchild, more or less, of Emeril Lagasse, Corey's former employer trained under Emerald, so Corey trained under that, so kind of a grandchild. He brings a lot of neat, cool, different twists on a lot of the items we serve.
Show you how we do our signature dish at Astoria, a nice poached and grilled octopus. Poach it for about anywhere from an hour and a half to about an hour and 45 minutes. From there you do the grilling process, let's say about a minute to a minute and a half each side. That will, give it that nice charcoal grill flavor. Then from there we'll do the plating. We'll cut little pinwheels out of the octopus tentacle and arrange the plate however you feel. We're gonna drizzle it with a little olive oil, lemon juice, little fresh herbs, and an accompaniment of arugula salad with some roasted red peppers.
Here we have our classic combination of a charcuterie and cheese board featuring artisan cheeses, both from the US and from Europe. We have all of these items available in our cheese and charcuterie case, as well as the olives and all of the accompaniments.
We have a full bar menu, and what's unique is that we have 20 wines behind the bar. If you do not like those, you can walk over to our wine rack or to our beer cooler and pick something there that you like, and you could have that with your meal. You have only so many hours in the day that you have time to relax, and I want my staff to treat each person as a king or queen. We want them to feel that our home is their home.
Astoria is located on Detroit, but the good news is they have paved parking on West 55th Street for the customers. That's pretty good news. Okay, coming up after the break, how about some Shoreway Chardonnay, or how about Rock and Roll Merlot? And no, I'm not talking about wine. We're headed to Brooklyn for some Cleveland Jam. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Waste not, want not. That's the saying, right? Well, that's exactly what a local winemaker thought when he had a whole bunch of grapes left over. He said, I'll make jam. So what does he call the place? Cleveland Jam.
Started out in the basement of my own home, started doing winemaking. We had the leftover wine at the bottom of the barrel. I didn't want to toss it away, so I thought, this would probably be like a really good jelly or jam. So came up with a recipe, brought it to a party. It was a really big hit. From there, we started doing some trade shows and festivals, and it was really successful. We won a grant to open up a business here in Old Brooklyn. Customers would come up to us and ask like, oh, you have wine, what about beer? And then we were kind of like, yeah, we should start doing beer. So we went to Great Lakes Brewing Company, pitched the idea. They loved the idea. We started off with a Burning River Pepper Jam, which they serve on their local and fresh plate. They also sell it in their gift shop as well. That was really successful, so we started doing the Elliott Ness Fig Apple Jam. A lot of the stuff we grow right here on site. There's actually a greenhouse attached to the building. We get a lot of our produce here, the West Side Market. We try to incorporate as much local as we can into the business. We kind of went with the names and everything Cleveland related, the Rock and Roll Merlot, Soldiers and Sailors Shiraz. We kind of wanted to incorporate as much Cleveland as we could. We work together, like basically I'll carry your product, you carry my product. We do Randy's Pickles, some of Great Lakes stuff, barbecue sauce made with Jack Keogh's beer, and then we also have tequila infused salsas. So it's not just jam, we do kind of a variety of local products as well.
What we like to use our Cleveland Jam on is we love it on toast and we love it on PB&Js, but there's many other varieties of use that you can use Cleveland Jam on. For instance, all of our wine jellies go great over cream cheese for a quick, easy appetizer with pretzels or crackers for any holiday party or gathering. But for your more traditional uses, I like to throw it on a bratwurst, especially with our Burning River Pepper Jam. Gives you a sweet and spicy flavor with sausage and peppers with a nice Italian sausage or brat taste. For lunch, we love to do our Elliott Ness Fig Apple Jam on our prosciutto grilled cheese, or any type of cheese for that matter. It really complements the sharpness of cheese with the sweet taste of figs and fresh apples. And then for the perfect game day snack, our Mango Tango Habanero Hot Wings. Take your hot wings, before you put any sauce on them, throw a little bit of our Mango Habanero Cleveland jam on there. It's the perfect combination of hot and sweet for your everyday snack. Our customers always come back with reports for how they've used the jam. We've heard cookies, we've heard it baked in cakes. Pretty much the possibilities are endless. I'd like to see Cleveland Jam on restaurant menus all over Cleveland, Ohio. Everything around town can have a place for Cleveland Jam.
And if you're not able to visit Cleveland Jam's brick and mortar location, no worries, they offer door-to-door delivery. Okay, pizza for the people. That's right, that's exactly what you'll get at our next stop, where the owner has taken more than 30 years to perfect his recipe. Call it Citizen Pie.
So when we came up with the name, we came up with the tagline, Pizza for the People. But without a pizziolo, without somebody who I think is a pizza savant and somebody who is so incredibly talented and devoted, you know, you can have the oven, you can have the flour, but you need the guy, and we had the best guy. Order in.
I was obsessed with the pizza all my life. I was regular chef and always was in love with the pizza. And pizza was one of my childhood favorite food, and all my life I tried to make it better and better and better every day. We make Neapolitan style pizza. Doesn't mean it's 100% Neapolitan, it's more Neapolitan inspired. This is just a wood-fired pizza. This oven came all the way from Naples, Italy, where the first pizza was born. It's all hand-made from volcanic soil of Vesuvius Mountain. It's designed specially to cook pizzas only, and I think it's the best tool for this job. We're trying to source as much local as possible, but the main focus is it's all about the taste. My favorite probably margarita pizza because that's the classic, but I like them all. It depends what you're in the mood for. First, before we make pizza, I want to make sure our oven is right. We don't have a knob to turn up and down, so make sure fire is hot. Our dough is very simple. We use naturally risen dough. By naturally, I mean we use only power of sourdough, naturally leavening, no commercial Easter. 3 ingredients in our dough: flour, salt, and water. It all gets risen room temperature only. Classic margarita gets dressed only with the red sauce, basil, and fresh mozzarella. We use about 3 ounces of cheese per pizza. Ideally, margarita has to be cooked anywhere between 60 and 90 seconds. Crust has to cook, sauce has to evaporate, cheese has to melt, and that's it. We're gonna use turning peel. Once the crust will start to rise, we're gonna turn it side, which is facing the fire right now, away from the fire for the even cooking. We're halfway there. We serve only pizza here. I always wanted to focus only one thing and make it right versus half a dozen or dozen things and making just mediocre. We serve only pizza and 2 desserts here. I just wanted to make better pizza every day and trying to make better and better, and right now we're willing to share that with the world.
Citizen Pie is located on Waterloo Road in the Waterloo Arts District, and they're open daily at noon. And no, we're not done yet. When we come back, a place where sharing is definitely encouraged. Okay, it's time for our last stop, and this is a farm-to-table casual restaurant with a beautiful, comfortable atmosphere. I think you're going to like this place. It's called the Plum Cafe and Kitchen.
Our main goal is to keep it affordable for Everybody. So the idea of our menu is we want people to share what's on the menu. We don't break it down between appetizers and salads and things like that. We actually write the menu ascending from the least expensive dish to the most expensive dish. We try to keep it under the $25 mark. Again, and anything that's going to be in the $15 to $20 and $25 range is going to be enough food for one person to eat as an entree or 2 to 4 people to eat, sharing. What if I had picked prosciutto? So this is our beef belly. It's certified Angus beef out of Ashland, Ohio. We braise it cure it for 24 hours, braise it for 12 hours, and then press it, chill it, and portion it. We treat it a lot like steak when we season it and sear it. We don't do any oil in the pan. The fat from the belly renders and acts nicely. The idea is to order multiple dishes throughout your time here, a couple at a time, eat a little bit, have a couple drinks, really enjoy being out and in the restaurant and discussing the food, discussing the drinks, and just enjoying the atmosphere. We also try to keep the menu very balanced between proteins and meat with vegan and vegetarian options as well. We're doing the yellow corn grit croquettes. The croquettes are in the fryer. This is our smoked shrimp and fermented peanut rillette. Once they're cooked through, we take them out, season them with a little real salt, top it with our house aioli. It's kind of our version of shrimp and grits, different elements of fermented peanut. We smoke the shrimp, we kind of make it our own. A little bit of blended hot sauce. We add a little bit of our own seasonings and set it with butter. And this is micro okra. So it has all the flavor of okra without the kind of sappiness and, as a lot of people say, sliminess. This area is close to West 25th as well as downtown, close to the highway. It's just a great neighborhood, and it's due to have a bit of a revitalization. That's one thing I think that sets us apart from the things the places in the area, is that we try to keep a nice balance on the menu.
The Plum Cafe and Kitchen is located on Lorraine Avenue near the Platform Brewery and West 41st Street, and they are closed on Sunday. Well, guess what? That's going to do it for this show, and I hope all you foodies and folks about to become foodies enjoyed it. And I know you can't remember all the places we visited, so just go to the website, and we've got a big list. And I say to Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, too bad, man, here we come, Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, the foodie capital of the world, maybe someday best location in the nation. I'm David Moss, and we'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.